And so again, I talked a bit about Sage Intacct. Obviously, that's what this is about, but I really want to make sure that we understand Sage Intacct and what it is. It is a financial management solution built in the cloud back in the late 90s. So it's constantly being developed, years and decades now at this point, of a solution that's being developed with better functionality and solutions every day. And many of the things that I've highlighted here, robust dimensions or multi-entity environment that we've talked in detail about, personalized dashboards, which I'll show in just a moment, all the customer reporting, automating many of our processes such as AP, payments, invoicing, billing, consolidated reporting. All these things are the functionality, the core functionality of Sage Intacct that's going to support our vacation rental property management businesses. So enough chatting. Let's jump into the demo and take a spin. So first, I want to just share with you, of course, I got logged out. If we look at the multi-entity environment, typically, now this is just a standard vacation rental environment where we have a trust environment. Again, that's where we're going to hold all of the cash that we're collecting on behalf of our owners. And then also the management company, which obviously is going to track and hold all the everything that's going on within your operations account. This is going to be key to tracking different expenditures that are paid, let's say, by operations on behalf of your different owners, and supporting tracking that money that's due from the trust back to you as the management company, as well as that owner statement reporting. Second thing to understand, and I talked about rich dimensions, but these are all the different dimensions that we have within Sage Intacct. It's actually more available, but these are the key ones that we use within most of our clients. Key one is going to be listings. That obviously is going to be all of your different units that are being tracked by either by owners. So perhaps you have this represents one owner that has multiple units, but all of these are the different units that are going to be existing within your property management system. And so we're going to use these dimensions are all tags. If you can think of classes within QuickBooks, and very similar functionality, and we're going to be able to tag all the transactions throughout the system to support, again, that owner statement reporting and in-depth reporting for your management company. Second, got this is a rental dashboard. We have a lot of different dashboards, custom dashboards that we set up for folks, but this is showing my rents by property next to the prior year by month, so that I can understand how my different properties are performing on a year-over-year basis. You're also, as reservations are confirmed, we'll show in just a minute, but those are booked in the system, so we can start to see, hey, what's my revenue into the future? So using a check-in revenue recognition policy, for example, we're going to be able to look out into the future and see the revenue that I have booked and compare that to what it was in the prior year. As another example of a dashboard, can be even more robust, and you see here that I have things like properties managed, or number of stays, number of nights stayed. And these are all statistical accounts. They're also available to be posted into Sage Intacct, that really becomes your true source of data to allow us to calculate different KPIs like ADR, even calculate RevPAR, etc. But here we can see again all of my different my rent revenue. That's actually using the check-in date by month, or perhaps I want to look at things from a booking perspective, and what's my revenue using a confirmation date as opposed to check-in date, so I can look at those side by side. Here we have a different KPI tracking. So if we want to look at month over month and see how properties are performing from an occupancy perspective, ADR, RevPAR, etc. The custom reporting and the dimension tagging is all, as combined with the statistical account tracking, is all going to support this robust reporting. Now, all these are fairly customized reports. We do have a lot of standard templates where a lot of reports, when we start working with a company, that come with some standard dashboards and reporting, but part of our onboarding process is to understand, hey, what's important to you, and how do we best support you in building the right reporting, the right configuration of your system to support your ongoing needs. Second is finally, I should say, I'm going to run down to an owner dashboard. And so this obviously is a dashboard showing the various reports that might be included to report to the owner, showing a summary statement, showing their beginning balance, their rents, the management commissions charged, any sort of repairs and maintenance or other property expenses, getting down to their balance due, less any amounts that we've paid out this period, to excuse me, get down to the total balance due to the owner. You can see here that, and I will just pop this out. So if you notice that these we can put really anything, any report on a dashboard. They're easy to move around. Really just add a little plus sign, and you can add different, you can add all sorts of things. You can add charts, you can add reports, you can add hyperlinks. Actually, for many of our clients, we'll put an A-frame of the property management system within Sage Intacct, so we can look different things up right within a dashboard. So a very powerful dashboard that you can do a lot with, customize in many different ways. But another nice feature is that any report on the dashboard, you can see here, we can filter this dashboard. We can pull down whatever, look at different owners, switch from one owner to another. Then also I can use this little magnifying glass to blow up a report to see, here we've got, this is effectively our gross profit or net rent due owner, showing the rents by reservation less the management commissions charged, calculating the percentage and giving us our net rent due to that owner. And so from there, if I wanted to go, if we want to see, hey, how did that revenue end up in our system? I'm sorry. First, this is the customer that I was just showing. One thing to keep in mind about this is that the customer, what's going to sync, we have custom fields here that we've built to capture the arrival date, the departure date, as well as the confirmation date, as well as we're going to say, hey, what type of customer is this? What was the channel? And so here you can see it's HomeAway VRBO. That becomes really important to understanding, from sales tax reporting to just understanding the revenue by your different channels. These tags are going to support that type of tracking. So as I talked about, we can jump over to the invoice for this particular client. Here we have 7/20 would be the date that this reservation was confirmed, using a check-in recognition, checkout. This we have this set to do checkout. We can actually do check-in, check-out. There's some functionality that will allow us to also do per day recognition using the average recognition over the life of a stay. But this one is confirmed on July 20th, 21. They departed on October 1st, and so that is the date that the revenue for this invoice is recognized. You can see that it's tagged to that particular customer. And here we see all the different things that were on that invoice, from accommodation fare to reservation fee, convenience fee, cleaning fees, convenience fees, sales and use taxes, etc. All of these different items are mapped using our integration platform. You're going to map different items to an account within Sage Intacct. You can also map a department. And here we can see that each one of those different items, we can say, hey, does this go to the trust? Meaning this goes to the owner. So this goes to my trust and listing Barefoot Bungalow. Or is this revenue, such as these amenity fees, convenience fees, cleaning fees, etc., that need to be passed along to me as the management company, and I don't want to show them on the owner statement. So we're going to have that flexibility to manage what is passed to who and what gets shown to the owner from a reporting perspective. Second, so again, this is happening automatically and being posted via API from the property management system and or the channel. We do have integrations with Booking.com, Airbnb, VRBO, and multiple property management systems. We're going to bring all that data into our database, and then if we have a direct integration, typically we'll use the channel data ourselves, but then we also use data from your property management system as well to post the different revenue items as well as certainly payments. And so that was the next thing that I was going to show. Here we can flip to an advanced deposit. This is a payment. It's 1/2 payment. So there's actually 2 payments on this particular reservation, but all payments are originally recorded to advanced deposits, and then upon checkout, they're posted to the invoice. I should also mention, as invoices update or if they cancel, we use different logic depending on what channel it's from. But to update, if it's a reservation that just updates, that's just going to update based on the new information that it's given. Based on, but then we also support cancellations and refunds, certainly depending on which channel that cancellation came from. Airbnb, for example, if it's canceled beforehand and there's no payout, then we're not going to record a refund, but others obviously would. And so that can get a little detailed, but just know that we've built logic to support that. And some of that logic begins with the fact that we also integrate with many merchant processors, Stripe being the most prevalent and one that we, many of our clients use the most. But by integrating also with Stripe, we're able to record batch payouts that are deposited to your bank, and what makes up all those different all the different charges that were deposited in that batch deposit. So here we see the $18,000 that was deposited to the bank, but then that's made up of multiple payments that are being paid out, less various fees. And it doesn't look like I have any here, but if there were refunds, any reserves, any disputes, etc., those would also be coded appropriately to either disputes accounts or reserve accounts, refund accounts, to track those specifically as well. But this really facilitates a great way or easy way to reconcile the cash and understand what you're getting paid for for really each invoice. We also have an integration with Booking.com and Airbnb, so we actually post payout deposits from those different channels in a very similar way that we do here for Stripe. Finally, you might have different, obviously there's management commissions. You might have other fees as well, OTA fees. You might be charging the owner for their Stripe fees. Maybe you charge a Stripe fee, or I'm sorry, a supplies fee by guest or by night. All those different fees are going to be able to be set up and supported to be automatically calculated and deducted from the owner statement. So it would just be posted along with what we see here, which is just management commissions, but then you'd have additional additional charges that are charged against this reservation and to this particular owner. As you see, we have the same coding where we've tagged it with that particular customer, the particular department, the location, and the listing, which facilitated this representation here, which is 1,740 less the management commissions of 348 to get to the net rent due to that owner. So let's see, that largely concludes the kind of the meat of what we do from an integration standpoint, grabbing data from your property management system, merchant processor, payouts, etc., and posting them to support the owner statement process. Once owner statements are prepared and we have that, if I just jump back to that owner dashboard, and we have that balance due, a bill is created to then pay out this owner, and basically just an AP bill that's processed via ACH, either with whatever way that you choose to process AP. So within Sage Intacct, we can create bills and process bills right within the system. Some of our clients use tools like Ramp or Airbase or Bill.com to facilitate AP, and so those bills would just be approved and processed out of those various AP platforms. But that largely concludes what I wanted to show you within Sage Intacct.